This mushroom smells like almonds when you cook it. It thrives outdoors in compost beds in the heat of the summer and is getting a lot of attention from backyard enthusiasts and small farmers alike. It's Almond Agaricus, and let's try growing it in terracotta planters. The Almond Agaricus is related to the more common white button or portobello mushroom. And it kind of has that same flavor, but it emits this really nice, strong almond extract aroma when you cook it, which is very interesting. It's also a great mushroom to grow outdoors because it loves to grow in compost, and you can grow it in raised beds and also in planters like we're going to do today. Or it can also be grown in minimally controlled environments like a greenhouse. And it loves temperatures between the ranges of 75 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a great mushroom to grow outdoors in the summer. Before we start our project, for those of you who really want to get more into Almond Agaricus and want to read studies about it, there was this really good study that got a grant from SARE, which is Sustainable Agriculture Research and Education Project. This farm got a grant studying growing Almond Agaricus on composted sawdust blocks from like a lion's mane or oyster production. So it was a really cool use of resources. I'll put that in a link below for those of you guys who are interested in it. But for now, let's start our planters. Okay, let's grow some mushrooms in a terracotta pot. So the first thing, of course, you're gonna need is a terracotta pot, a mushroom block. You're gonna need hardwood mulch or any kind of mulch, natural is great, and then soil mixed with compost. So the first thing I wanna do is to go into the blocks I use and just explain what I did there. So I just wanted to talk about the two blocks that I used for these terracotta pots. The first one I made from compost that I autoclaved for an hour. Then I inoculated it with a sawdust Almond Agaricus spawn. And then this other one, I used a CVG all-in-one kit, which is coconut coir, vermiculite, and gypsum that I then inoculated with a liquid culture of Almond Agaricus. And they're both looking great, and mycelium's looking white, nice and healthy. So some of the planters I'm going to do with a CVG kit, and other planters I'm going to inoculate with the compost that I autoclaved, and then we can see which block performs better. So here's just a closer look of the two blocks that I made. This is the CVG with Almond Agaricus liquid culture, looking very healthy. Mycelium is white, it's fully run, and nice and fluffy on top. So that's a good looking CVG block. And then this other one here, this is the compost that I autoclaved that inoculated with Almond Agaricus spawn, sawdust spawn, and it's looking very healthy as well. Actually, I think this block is looking very good. And I'm kind of excited to see how the yields are on this block. Also just wanted to focus a little bit more about the compost and soil that we're going to be using. Mainly like the moisture content is what you kind of have to key in on here. So it's a 50-50 mixture of soil and like a raised bed kind of a compost. And then what you want to do is hydrate it so when you squeeze it, it holds together well, and a few drops of water come out the bottom. And mainly this is just to keep the block nice and moist and prevent it from drying out, but it's also going to provide nutrients. So first step is to put some of that soil and compost into the bottom of the pot. Then we're going to take one of the blocks and just put that on top of the soil and compost. And then the next step is to just put more of that compost and soil mixture around the block to again lock in that moisture, and then to also give that Almond Agaricus some nutrition so you can have a good flush of mushrooms. And then finally, we're just going to put some hardwood mulch over the top of all of it to also help keep that moisture in. And that's it. That's one pot done. And so these are the finished terracotta pots. I did a total of 6 of them. Some of them have the CVG and some of them have the compost blocks. And I put them in the shade, and I'm just going to check them every day to make sure that they have moisture, and I'm going to keep them watered. I put a piece of cardboard underneath it all just to keep the weeds down. Be sure to subscribe to Noble Mushrooms because I'll post an update to let you know how all these experiments turned out.